Hello, welcome to another episode of Baggers Chat. My name is Sam, and as always, I'm joined by Jackson Speechley, Mitchell Pattinson, and Ethan Daffy. How are we, boys?
Come on, mate.
Come
I can't find the lid. That's all I'm going to say to you. I cannot
Oi.
find it.
But the lid is complete. I don't even know what a lid is. I don't know what it is anymore. I don't know what.
There it is.
I forgot what it looked like because I don't know what it is, mate.
It's been off for 2 weeks. How are we feeling, boys? You happy? You excited? What a week.
Yeah, bloody oath, mate.
Stoked.
Bloody oath.
In case you missed it, obviously, Western Bulldogs defeated by the mighty Blue Baggers. So, Doggies 13-12-90 to 16-6. That's pretty good kicking, too. 102.
Yeah.
Who was there? Ethan, you were there, mate? Mitchell?
Yeah, mate.
No, I had footy training last minute, so I was like, nah. Priorities, mate, unfortunately.
Priorities up. Do we remember our match predictions, boys? How far off were we? Ethan?
I think I was 20. I think I went 28. So we're not too far off.
Yeah, not bad. Palo?
Yeah, mine was, I mean, I'd sparse by 34 points, so fair way off, but I put Chera for best on ground. What about that?
Solid effort there.
Chera best on ground, and about a day later, he's entered health and safety protocol. And I'm like, buddy, oh well, we move on.
I think you just need to stop giving predictions on players because it never works out well.
I did Cripper though last week for best on ground. He did so well.
Oh, man, yeah.
That's it though.
You didn't back it up though. See, I went Cripper again this week, and then I went off by 48, which to be fair, it looked like it could have been 48 in certain stages there. We had a bit of a run on, but obviously we were up by 5 goals, whatever one stage.
37, I think is their biggest.
Yeah, once again against the Doggies.
Yeah. But you speak. So who'd you tip, mate?
I tip the Doggies. So I'm a very smart man. I have a lot of faith in our boys, clearly. But I mean, I've tipped against us twice now with 2-0. So I mean, the superstition is working. Tip against the Blues and we win. So I'm not complaining.
Keep it up. We love it. All right. So it's a 2-0. Obviously, first time in 10 years it was started 2-0 to a season, which is just incredible. And just to make it even better, I don't know if you boys like the Doggies. I personally don't. They're 0-2, so it makes it a bit sweeter for me.
Yeah.
How does it feel, boys? I think as we film this, I think Sydney are playing. They're up by enough. I think they're top of the ladder, but even still, boys, first, second of the ladder. How does that feel?
Uncharted territory, don't know how to feel, mate.
Haven't seen it much. So, all right. We'll start off with some stats that caught your eye, Ethan. What do you got for us, mate?
Yeah, so just some stats that pretty much showed the dominance we had. So first of all, one that caught my eye really well was the time in front. So time in front for us, obviously starting the game very, very strong. It was 111 minutes and 27 seconds to 4 minutes and 12 seconds of the Dogs. It just showed our control. And in the past few seasons, we've had some big leads, especially last year against the Dogs, which gave me PTSD during probably the back end of the third quarter. But we hung on. We didn't hang on. We just stuck to the structures and played our game. Didn't try to bomb long. Just stuck to the handballs through the middle of the ground. I know there was a bit of a sketchy time at the back half where we kept turning over and they kept missing. But that's a big stat. What do you reckon about that, boys?
I don't know about the hung on part of it. I reckon we were lucky, but I mean, I definitely understand about the whole structure sort of thing. We obviously were in that position to win the game. So obviously, yes, we could have hung, yes, it might be put down as we hung on, but I think even if they kicked a goal, we still would have been in front. So hard to tell.
I wouldn't say lucky. I don't think that's the right word because I think we deserve to win 100%. We deserve to win.
Yeah.
We're the better team. We're up by 99% of the match. We deserve to win in my opinion. And yeah, they missed a few in a row there, but if the first one had went through, more often than not, we're killing them out of the midfield. So if they kicked one of them, who knows what would have happened after that? The ball wouldn't have been kicked back out for us to turn over. We don't know what would have happened. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, as I said, we look like we're going to win by more there at certain stages. I mean, a win's a win, but I didn't really get nervous. I was pretty as much as you probably should. I think we had the right to be get a bit worried there, especially when they got a bit of a run on, as it's happened so many times. But no, like I don't know. Just as you said, stuck to the structure. Our ball use was second to none. Even when we did sort of make like sort of errors or fumbles, we cleaned up. We sort of went back and got it and kept going, which I think was really good to see. And but yeah, what about you, Speech?
Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, I think we were lucky in the sense that they were missing a lot. I think they kicked 2-7 in the last quarter. But I mean, as you said, they had to kick one, ball goes back to the middle, and then we'll win it out of the middle. So I don't think that that's the reason we lost. I mean, that they lost the game. I think, we did deserve to win with a better team all game. And yeah, I mean, not much else really to say there.
All right, boys. Beautiful. We'll get stuck into the, I guess, the not so positives of the game, and that's the injuries. So, Austin McDonald, back spasms, I believe. Pato, what do you got for us there, mate? We obviously haven't heard much. Obviously, the game was only yesterday. So, do you reckon he'll be all right? Or?
Yeah, I think it was subbed off half time. But I think after the press conference with Ashley Hansen, what a debut for Hansen. But I think he was just saying stuff about how McDonald, that he has had back spasms in his past. So that's a little bit of a worry. But not much from the club today, but hopefully he should be fine for next week, because he's probably one of our more important players alongside Weeders. So it's gonna be interesting what happens, but maybe that opens up a spot for Lewis Young if Omac does miss, but who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think the good thing there is, and with Cripper as well, we'll touch on, obviously, copped a blow to the head, as we saw, a lot of blood there. Play out the rest of the game, come back on with the 15 kilos of bandage on his bloody forehead, but like the warrior that he is. But I think the good thing is, obviously, we played Thursday night. I don't think we play till Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday. Sorry.
Like a 10-day break, or whatever it is. So, I think that's certainly a positive there. Were we nervous at all, boys, during the match? At any stage? I know Speech would have been, because he just
at every possible stage of the match. Yes.
Up by 6 goals, finding his fingernails off.
100%.
Does it make it worse watching from home or better?
Oh, so much worse.
I like it better at the
Worse,
ground.
I
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see better.
Yeah. What do you feel like you have an impact, do you? You being there?
100%.
100%. 100%.
On that as well, what I want to ask you boys, what's your opinion on, and besides this, I think it's good that people like Plowman, Nunes, Willow to an extent, are these players that we were debating, should they get a game last year? Not you, Speech, because you love Plowman, but I think it's good. Like, they've made these tough calls as well, I've noticed, which is good, I think. They're not gifting games, which is good. But what is your opinion on Plowman? I was talking to Riley from Broad, shout out about it as well. Plowman being the medical sub, what was your opinion there? Would you prefer someone like a Nunes that can maybe play a few different roles, or who would you have went with, Ethan?
It's a tough one. Plow, he makes me nervous. I'm not going to lie. Half time, I was like, fuck. Oh no. I was like, oh no. But no, he held up well. I'll give him his credit. I'm not sure. Maybe they thought Omac was, he had a back spasms or some problem during the week, niggle or something that they knew about. So leading into the game, but it's really tough. I'm not sure. Maybe a Kemp even who can play all different roles, but is he ready yet? Who knows? Yeah,
absolutely. And obviously, as we filmed this as well, I believe you watched the second half. I couldn't because I was working, but I think the VFL boys got up as well, mate. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, it was good. You can tell they're playing the way our ones are playing. Similar structure. I think that was a problem over the last few years. Obviously, we didn't really have much system under Teague, but you could tell it's like cohesive. So once they do end up playing ones, they know the role they're playing. Even guys who aren't actually AFL listed, they're actually playing the way our ones want to play. So it's a good sign. A few good performances, but we'll touch on that more later.
And I'm guessing Crocker kicked a few goals, and everyone's going to be calling for him to be caught.
No.
Or is not realising that he's not actually a senior listed player, or
no, he didn't dominate. Which is a good sign. I think he was probably our only forward last year in the twos, but no, there's a few good names.
Yeah, I'm happy for him to stay and be a good forward in the two. So stay there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you, Pat, what was your opinion on the medical sub decision, mate?
Yeah, I didn't mind Plowman being the medical sub just because it made me a little bit more calmer that he was playing a little bit forward. Did you see that, how Player was playing forward through the Pracky games? Like, maybe that was a little bit, I mean, obviously he is a defender, but I think they do like having the utility type medical sub. Because who was a medical sub for round one? Was it Willow?
Willow.
It was Willow, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Willow. So, I mean, from round one, I wouldn't mind Kemp being the medical sub because he is that utility sort of player. But I didn't mind Plowman being the medical sub. But also, as soon as he actually came on, I think he actually held his own. But yeah,
I agree.
that's all I have to say.
And do you also go with Plowman over a Kemp just because of, I guess, the seniority in terms of, he's been around a bit longer, obviously. Like, if he is brought into a different role, he has to shift a few things around because it's, to bring Plowman on. You've got more confidence just because he's older, maybe, or if there's anything there, or?
I would personally, I don't like that. I don't like giving senior players, I mean, he probably isn't classified as a senior player, but I don't like giving players that sort of, like the Murphy. I mean, Murphy last year, a little bit different because of the $300 thing, but I don't like that. I think it should be the best 23rd player who isn't in the team should be medical sub. And I don't mind having the utility type, but I think Kemp should definitely be in front of Plowman. And whether Plowman had a good week of training or maybe through the twos Pracky game, I don't know. But obviously he saw something. Obviously Voss saw something with Plowman, so that's why he picked him.
100%, especially. We know what you're going to say, but we'll go with you.
Well, I mean, obviously it worked out in the end that Player being a sub with it. Obviously, Murray Mack being a defender, the like for like, kind of compared to if it was a midfielder being the midi sub. But I think I agree with Kemp. I think just that three-way versatility that you get with him, he can play all three positions. So, but I mean, yeah, obviously Plowman. I mean, he shouldn't even be the medical sub. Should be in the 22 anyway. Don't know what they're doing there. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I think Kemp for me, unless there's something that we don't know, obviously. But yeah, just that utility I like a lot.
Yeah, 100%. And let's just say Plowman is a medical sub. You don't have a say in it because which you don't, obviously. None of us do, surprisingly enough. But and say a midfielder does go down, what do you sort of do? What would you do as a coach? How would you structure that? You got Plowman coming on for let's say Cripps. Like, how would you restructure that? Put your coaching hat on, mate.
Personally, I'd put one of Doherty or Williams into the middle. That'd probably be logical. Then switch Plowman down back, then you can rotate your back six however you like. Then I think we've got versatile defenders that that can rotate to the middle, so it wouldn't affect it too much, I think.
Spot on.
Yep. 100%, mate. All right. The navy blue twin tower forward line starred. That's bloody poetical from you, Pato. Writing this down there, mate. Small's not having a massive impact, Pato, you reckon? And great versatility. Not one player kicking a goal every week. Sauce also kicked 2 of his own. I think, was it Kerno and Harry, was it 10 combined, or how many was it combined?
9.
Right, sweet, yeah. So what was your take on their game, especially individually, the pair, and also the other, I guess, the small little forwards as well?
Harry was obviously tremendous in the first half, didn't kick a goal in the second half, but I mean, Charlie in that last quarter, I think, went a long way for us being able to win that game. He's especially that goal from the boundary. I just think they worked really well together, the high half forward, and then staying back. I think the two of them worked really well with that. And then the smalls, I mean, I didn't think they had big disposal games, obviously, but I thought their pressure was really good. Durden and Owies put on really good pressure. And obviously the stat line doesn't show that, but I think they did their job regardless of goals. Yeah,
completely agree, mate. Pato?
Yeah, by the massive impact sort of stuff with the small forwards, like not like they had an absolute like stinker of a game, but as Speech said, like the impact doesn't necessarily mean disposals, goals, tackles, whatever. It just means pressure, like literally 15 pressure acts by each of them. I mean, not each of them, but like that's good to see. And it's also good that last week, that was kind of what Kerno and Harry was doing. Like they weren't great. Like, let's be real. We quite like, I mean, my under the pump player was Charlie Kerno because I was like, he's poor. Like he was pretty poor. But how good's that to see? Because we were asking, I mean, everyone's been talking about these two key forwards, even like alongside Silvani, how good these two key forwards will be. And it was just really good to see at Marvel Stadium in front of the Doggies, how good they actually were. And my word, boys, my word.
Your word, mate. Yeah, absolutely beautifully well said, mate. Ethan?
Oh, it was just fantastic. I think if Harry and Charlie just do that on a consistent basis, I think they'll cement their spot as the best forward duo in the comp. 9 goals, 1 combined. That's brilliant goal kicking. And if I hear one more person talk shit about Harry's snaps, they can piss off because seriously, he kicks them at a high percentage. I know last year we were all, like myself included, we're all be like, oh, it's not, this similar stuff we see other forwards do, but it gets it done, and he was hitting them perfectly. Those two were great. It was great to see Charlie in full flight. I think he needed that game. Obviously, he hasn't played much footy, so you got to give him a bit of time. But geez, he was fantastic. Even on the ground, like he's just perfect. He's a pretty hard player to sum up because he can do so many things. I think the Smalls were good. I think Durden set the tone early with a big tackle on Gardner. I think in the first quarter, hit him hard with a tackle, and he just made the Bulldogs know that we're there for the fight. He didn't get up. I don't think he got on the scoreboard, Durden, did he?
Nah.
Don't believe so. Oh, he did, I think, with one of the most outrageous advantages I've ever seen. The tightest angle. Oh my God. I was in line with it. I'm like, what are you doing, Matty? What are you doing?
I wonder if he kicked that, if he missed it, if they would have paid the advantage.
That's what I asked, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the players was like, don't, hold it up, don't kick it. And then he kicks it. No one celebrates. I don't know. And then
And I think Sauce was good as well. I've heard a lot of people. I still don't think he gets enough love. Most of us love him, but he just does the things that not many people want to do or are willing to do. Lay a block. If you watch the game again, you just see him do small things off the ball, unrewarded running, giving space for a Curnow and a Mackay. And then he kicks his goals as well. So it's good stuff.
Completely agree, mate. All right. We'll move on to the next player who probably had the biggest impact on the ground, or close to it. Patrick Cripps, boys, best on ground once again. Would we all agree with that?
Yeah, mate.
6 votes from 2 games.
6 votes from 2 games. Brownlow Cripps, we reckon. All right. 35 touches, 23 contested possessions, 83% efficiency, which is incredible. 5 tackles, 2 goals. Interesting stat from Pato here. 58% in the defensive half, 42% in the offensive half. Do you want to? Oh, I was going to go to Pato, but Ethan's jumping out of his skin there.
No, Pato, you go. It's a great stat. You go, Pato.
Yeah, that's what I found quite interesting, because I was kind of just going through his stats, and I was like, yeah, that's interesting. Because probably about a year ago, we were actually talking about maybe putting Kruger as a forward. I'm like, not sure about that. But to see that just shows that he's not spending time forward. He is, as we said last week, or maybe I said 2 episodes ago, that he's a midfielder that kicks goals, which is pretty rare to see. Like Petrarca's he's probably the only one who's really done it this year. But it's really good to see. What's your thoughts on it, Duff?
Yeah, I agree. I think it shows the way we defend as a team as well. So he's willing to get back. I think a lot of last season we'd press up so high when we're in the forward line where we have to kick a goal. And then it gets over the back. You see that some of them hold back once we get in the 50. They don't all hunt for a goal. You hunt for a goal when you know you're a chance of kicking one, which he did, kick 2 goals. So, and that Ripper one where he ran in, just the positioning is just fantastic. It's just fantastic.
Completely agree, mate. Speechless.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just, as Dap said, the defensive structure. I think of the boys, I think our mids press back really well. And then obviously for him to kick 2 goals as well, it means his 2A running has been really, really good this year so far. It's only 2 games. But, I mean, yeah, that's what everyone was criticising him for last year, was his inability to have that 2A running. So it's looking good. It's looking good early.
Absolutely, mate. Well said. It said 42% defensive half to still kick 2 goals and do everything else he did is incredible. Alrighty, moving on. Wiedering versus Norton, boys. 1 goal, 2 behinds to Norton. How do you feel? Is that all Wiedering? Norton played bad? Give me your opinion on it, Ethan.
I think I still don't think Weeders is 100%. Not being harsh, I think he's great. Killed Norton defensively. I just think even last week and this week, just with ball in hand, he just doesn't seem 100% with what decision he's going to make. He's great with by foot. Like, I'm not saying he's bad use or anything. He just seems a bit like doesn't know what to do with it, or maybe he's just thinking about it more based on structure and system that Vossi's implemented, which is great. Nice beanie there, Sammy. He tried to play that out cool without anyone noticing, I reckon. But yeah, no, I think Weeders was good. Norton was quiet. I think Fox Footy or Mark Robinson had him 7th best player in the league.
What?
So, and I don't think he would even get it our forward line. So, yeah, well done by Weeders. Love him.
Yeah, I like to agree. I love him as well. I have to agree just with Weeders. He looked a bit off, and I think, I don't know, just 1 goal, 2, like that's can't ask much more yet. But I don't know, it's like it seemed like there's a few there where he didn't go 100%. I don't know, like he just sort of held back a bit on certain.
Yeah. Do you reckon there was one instance or a couple of instances where he could have just marked it?
Yeah.
And he was spoiled, which is fine. Like if you're safety spoil, but sometimes it can be a danger if you just spoil and you don't have numbers at the contest and ends up leading to a goal. But yeah, just yes, yeah.
It seemed like he's just like, I don't know, a few steps behind. So which I guess that's the way he plays. But I don't know, it just seems like he definitely wasn't 100%. But I mean, 1 goal, 2, we can't ask much more. Pato, what was your thoughts on Wiedering's game, mate? And I will add, do you think watching at home versus watching, I don't know if I spoke this, at the ground, I think you just see a lot more. It's different. Like there's benefits to both. Would you agree?
That's what I was just about to say. I actually thought Wiedering was good. So maybe actually being at the game, seeing how he runs, seeing how he defends off the ball, maybe that was something that I didn't really see. So that's actually something that I was actually about to touch on. But 14 touches, 86% efficiency, 8 marks, spent the whole time on the ground, which that's another thing I was like.
He often does, I think.
He does?
He often does, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the things that I kind of saw on the TV that you can't that they don't really talk about. So yeah, I definitely understand what you guys are saying. So I think you guys are probably right with that, 100%.
Yeah, I think it does come down to that in terms of being at the game. But I think there was one instance there, and I could be way off, but like he looked like he was close enough to tackle, but he was like he sort of just almost gave up, like he wasn't interested. I don't know, but Speechley, you obviously watched at home as well, mate. So what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, as exactly as Pato said, I didn't think there was anything else more that he really could have done. I thought he did very well. He was a little bit unlucky a couple of times, and Norton got a couple of cheap kicks, but yeah, I don't think there was anything else from home. But obviously, you guys were there. You guys saw that there was a few things for him to improve on. So I guess I'll take your guys' word for that.
I think personally, it's our high expectations of him. I think he was good. He just, at Wiedering's expectation is, our expectations of him as being an All-Australian, which I think he will end up being in the future. He just looked a few steps off, but he was good. Yeah.
100% well said, mate. Zach, all players played well, let's be real, but Zach Williams, best game in the Navy Blue. 27 touches, 19 kicks, 89% efficiency, 9 rebound 50s. Ethan, you had your hands in the air, mate. Run us through his game.
Absolutely fantastic, I reckon. It was real solid. I think, obviously, like we've been saying the last few weeks, and even after the Melbourne game, the system, the structure, they trust each other. And that helps guys like Williams. He doesn't have to improvise and, thinks a player's going to be there. He knows a player's going to be there. And I think, we get frustrated over the years how we, switch back and forth in our back 50 and we shit ourselves a bit. But I think they trust it. Even in I know that we were turning it over there in the last quarter, but they kept going to it. Obviously, it was frustrating, but he knew where to go. And that's what we got him here for. that pace he has. He's got skill. He's got skill. And we know he does. And that's why he's getting paid, the big bucks he is. We just need it on a consistent basis, which is good. It's good to see.
What a contrast, boys. It was episode 1, I think, where he called him fat. So we've come leaps and bounds, boys. Pato.
I can remember that first episode. We were like, we might get a jobble here. For Zachy Williams. But I think definitely best game in Navy Blue. I think Duff was one of the. I think you had him under the pump last week, didn't you? I think. I think you did.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
So that's a really good,
cool.
Awesome response by Zach Williams. Looks really fit. Really fit. I think Matt, I don't know if they're going to try and transition him into the midfield halfback role, but I just think if he's playing off halfback, I don't mind, because as we mentioned earlier in the episode as well, like even if we do lose a midfielder and Zach Williams can actually transition into the midfield, so that's also a good thing that Zach Williams can do. But definitely by far best game I've seen him in the Navy Blue.
Basically, mate, you're always last. I feel bad, but it's a Zoom order. That's the way you are. Like, you always just say, "Yep," what the other boys said. But have you got anything else to add, Speechley?
Have we got anything else to add? Look, I mean, he was his best game in Navy. I thought his intensity at the footy was really good. I know he's always sort of been that sort of hard player, but I thought there has been times where we've kind of criticised, his hardness at the footy, and I thought that couldn't be questioned last night. So that was, that really impressed me as well with his game.
I mentioned a few players that was slightly maybe a bit off. Would he be a straight swap for Chera? Who do you see coming out for Chera? Lockie O'Brien, I think we probably agree no, I'd say. There's probably players before him after he played last week. Would you agree, everyone?
Yep.
Setterfield, what do you think?
Medi sub next week. Chera has to come in. He has to come in.
Yeah.
I think Setters is great. I think Setters is good, but it's a bloody great. It's a hard team to crack into. Like, seriously, it's a tough team. And when was the last time we ever fucking said that? 99 or what? Seriously.
I mean, I feel like we say it every year, but then by about round 3, we're like, oh no, all these players suck.
All these players suck. All these players are injured. Fuck me.
Like 2015 or 16, whatever year, we had bloody Christian Jacks or whatever up forward.
Oh.
Think about those days, baggers who are listening right now. Enjoy the moment. If you aren't enjoying it right now, you will never enjoy baggers footy. I'm telling you.
Do you want to know my favourite? I think it was Tom Fields. Kicked that 180 metre tall ball, very long tall. Kicked a long ball, so we brought him straight in.
I mean, why was like most of those guys like the biggest kicks, like Matty Watson? They're terrible footballers, but they always had one attribute they're really good at.
Yeah.
But we'll move on from those.
Yeah, move on.
Settle down there, Reece. All right. We'll get our final thoughts. All right. I'll run through a little bit here, and we'll get your final thoughts on a few topics. So, I think it's fair to say we've said it now. 2 games in, we're 2-0. I can't remember what we all said when we were 4-0. Probably said, after the first 4 games, we probably said 3-1, 2-2. Look, realistically, the 2 hardest teams out of the 4 are done. We can all agree on that. Hawthorn and the Gold Coast are definitely, I want to say the easier ones. I'm not saying we'll beat them. We probably should beat them. But I think if you said we'll win 2-0, sorry, we won and lost 2-2, it's the unlikely 2 that they'd be almost flipped. So I think we can realistically be 4-0. I think that's probably the standard way that we played the last 2 rounds. Would you agree with that, Ethan?
Yeah, but I think we need to go week by week. I think we can't underestimate these sides like Gold Coast. They look solid. And they're often decent at Metricon. Every game we kind of verse them. I know we haven't been great, but they hold their own, and they've got the D's Saturday night. So that'll be interesting to see how they go. We should be beating both of them, but I think we will. But just keeping football. Keeping it low key.
That's very unlike you, mate. Very nice. Speechley.
Yeah, I agree. I think these sort of teams scare me. We've struggled against Hawthorn, only beat them twice in the last 16 years. I think we've only beaten Sam Mitchell as a player once. Now he's the coach. So that's always interesting. Gold Coast are always good start of the year. So they scare me, these teams. Like, we should be beating them, as Ethan said, but it's definitely not something we should be taking lightly. And that's what we've struggled to do. Like the North and Gold Coast games last year, we went in there probably expecting to win, and we didn't. We got flogged. So, yeah, these games scare me. Every game scares me. What am I saying?
Yeah. Everything scares me. Pato?
Even last year, like North Melbourne, like we forget how bad we were last year. Like just the turnaround.
Yeah.
But these are the games I was speaking to my mate. I'm like, these are the games that you get nervous for because we've set the standard. We have set that standard. We know what Carlton footy is. Set that standard. Stick to that standard. It is quite simple. Don't let these teams get to you because Vossi can't be saying stuff like, yes, boys, that's what we want. Do it again this week. Say, boys, Hawthorn is coming off. I mean, they beat North Melbourne. They probably will lose to Port. Don't let these guys. It's just, I don't know. I do get nervous, but yeah, it's going to be quite nerve-wracking game, but I think we should get the win.
All right. Thanks for listening. Obviously, off the back of another Blues win. It's always better off the back of a Blues win, boys. So join us in the next few days for the preview of the next game. And as always, Pato.
Go the Mighty Blues.
Come on!